Well, greetings and good evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our Leader Camp info session as we prepare to start for Leader Camp Global 2023. I'm Pastor Victoria with theARC International, and I'm inviting you all to come in. I want to wait a few moments as people join. I am excited to spend a little time with you tonight to talk about Leader Camp 2023, which is an expanded version of our yearly Leader Camp conference. So thank you. I see you all are beginning to come in. Thank you for joining. When you come in, please do comment. Let me know that you're here. Also, hey, good evening, beautiful. God bless you, Minister Faith. Thank you for joining. As you come in, if you're coming in via YouTube, please feel free to share. If you are coming in within Facebook, you'll need to share the group info out, and you can find that in the event and in the other invites that I've had over the last few days. So let me just turn down my other devices here. There we go. But I am so glad to have you all join me. And if you were here and saw the intro, I played the video that we used from 2021 Leader Camp. And I wanted to do that to just kind of get you all charged up and get you remembering how phenomenal that year's Leader Camp conference was. And I know that we have some new people that are part of the group, which is always exciting. And you've not attended Leader Camp before. That would also kind of give you an idea or a little taste of what Leader Camp is all about. So again, I'm so glad to have you with me tonight. And my purpose is to tell you about the Leader Camp workshop sessions that are going to begin in just a few weeks. I can't believe it is January, just about in a few days. Hey, Cheryl, God bless you. Thank you for joining us. So, the end of Leader Camp, the Lord really spoke a time of expansion, and that is what we have done preparing to go into 2023. And so rather than having the yearly 3-day Leader Camp, we are going into an extended session, and Leader Camp now is a series of 8 workshops that will extend from January 2023 until April 2023. And I'm here tonight to talk all about those workshops. I've got a few giveaways tonight, and I'll say this on and off through the night for those that might register tonight during the broadcast. I am going to send you a free Leader Camp sweatshirt or t-shirt, and let me just pop my merchandise up there so you can take a look at it. There we go. So it'll be a free sweatshirt or t-shirt, whatever it is that you choose. We're going to give that away free to anybody that registers tonight during this broadcast. And then also for someone that stays on tonight throughout the broadcast, we're going to be giving you a free registration to one of the Leader Camp workshops. So I'll mention that again throughout the night as I continue talking and sharing more about Leader Camp. So to begin, I want to make sure that you have the website. So I'm just going to pop that up on screen, and I'm going to also put that in the comments, because everything that I say on tonight can be found on this website, which is leadercampglobal.org. And let me take a minute. Let me grab this and just pop this over in the comments so you have that for sure. There we go. And I'm going to be sure I put that down here. There we go. And so again, everything that I say tonight, you can find on this website. You can also click a link right from this website and register for any of the Leader Camp workshops. That link will take you right on into Eventbrite where you can get registered. Also, my internet is a little shaky on tonight. So if I happen to pause a moment, I'm going to ask you to hang on in there because I'm going to be right back. I'm not going to stay gone long, and I'm not going to hold you on long tonight to kind of go through this information. So um, this year, and I'm just going to speak that because it's 2023 pretty much, we will have 8 workshops for Leader Camp, 8 workshops. The workshops will meet twice a month on the second and third Saturday from 9 a.m. no later, well, in no later than 12 noon. Usually they'll go about 2.5 hours. If it's longer than that, it's because we've got some additional questions from the group, and we do try and take all of those questions. But what you see on screen is the 2023 curriculum. I'll read the names, but then I'm going to go through all of the workshops to give you a little bit in terms of description. And once again, everything I'm saying can be found on that website that you have on screen, and you can also register there. So some of you have been to Leader Camp before. If you have, you're going to see some familiar workshops because a few of these we have run before. However, there are a few new ones as well. So we didn't want to leave anybody out. So for those of you that have already been through our yearly Leader Camp conference. So we're going to kick off with the following leader on January 14th. And throughout the next 4 months, you're going to learn about the power of accountability, the character and integrity of a leader, which is one of my most favorite workshops. You're going to learn about leadership and managing communications. And so this has to do with when you're working with a team, how you handle that, how you communicate well within your team. Just like in a marriage, communication is key. It is key amongst a team that's working together for a shared goal. So we're going to talk about that, give you some tips and tricks as it relates to communication as well. There is also the strategic leader. We're going to talk about what it looks like to establish vision, mission, and how you plan, in other words, strategy going forward. We're going to talk about building trust within a team. Again, this is all along the lines of building that team that works together well to help you accomplish the goal, help you build business, ministry, whatever it is that the Lord has placed in your hands. We're going to talk about taking care of business in ministry. So if it is a ministry you're leading, there are some business related things that you must handle. And we'll talk about that in this course as well. We'll also talk about ethics, what ethics looks like, especially in ministry. And then we're going to talk about building healthy thinking teams. So, in terms of those workshops that I've added new, they all are around team building. And so, there's not much you can do alone. It takes others to work alongside you. And so we need to understand how we build those teams, how we keep those teams healthy, and again, how we communicate with those teams. So that is kind of just a brief overview as it relates to the titles of the classes. Now, classes are actually going to begin on the 14th. January 9th is kind of the date that Leader Camp will open. And so you'll see me come back live on the 9th and say that Leader Camp is open. Leader Camp is here. It's now doing more of a promo and info session and answering questions as well. And by the way, I'm here tonight to answer any questions. So I'm doing my best to keep my eyes on the comments. So if you have any questions, please place them in the comments so I can be sure and try to answer any questions that I have that you might have on tonight. If for some reason I miss it, you can go to this website, leadercampglobal.org. There is a contact form there. You can enter your question there, and I will respond to that as well. Hey, that must be either June or Desiree, because I see them saying good night, Pastor Victoria, which tells me they're coming from Antigua. Thank you, whichever one it may be. Thank you for joining me. And look, put your name in the chat so I'm sure to know exactly who I'm speaking with tonight. Awesome. So let's talk about requirements, because that's one of the common questions people ask. What kind of requirements are there for taking the workshop and classes that you have in Leader Camp? And all Leader Camp classes, and especially the 8 series curriculum, comes with a certificate. So keep in mind that you are working on something to build up your leadership acumen, You do not have to already be in a leader role. Many of you are aspiring to be leaders. And so these classes will be amazing for you. Now, if you are already in a leader role, guess what? This is going to be equally amazing. And I like to share this. I have traditional degrees from traditional university. I also have degrees from seminary. I'm currently working on my doctorate. These classes meet the voids that I've yet found across all of these three arenas. And so, if you too have traditional degrees, or if you've been in seminary, it all of that is beneficial as well. But I'm going to tell you, these classes fill a void. They go deep into some of the topics that are generally just mentioned in other places. And I like to say that, especially when I talk about this one with character and integrity. We all know, and we feel like we know what character and integrity is. So, why am I talking about it for 2.5 hours? What all could we discuss? Here's what I found, that there are some things that are part of your character and integrity that we just hadn't considered. One of them is being on time, timeliness. Do we know that somebody that is always late, always running behind, it is a character issue? How about that? I didn't know that initially. So this is why this class is so powerful, because it's some things that we think are little things that we don't realize speak to our character and integrity, and they do. And so we're going to have a chance to go over them as a part of this workshop. Hey, June, I see you. There we go. Thank you. And Regina, I see you. God bless you. Thank you for joining. So, what does it require from you to attend these classes? Number one, it requires your commitment. Because if you register, we want you to attend and be at the live classes. There is homework. I am truly a teacher, so there is homework that has to be completed. It's not overwhelming. It's not due the same day of class. Once you finish the class, you'll have a week to complete whatever the homework assignment is and submit that assignment. But we want you to complete the homework, because we want to be sure that you have gotten what's needed from this class that we have taught. What else is required? Focus, your focus in the class, and your focus on continued learning and development, so that you become all that you were created to be, and that you are able to confidently step up and lead the thing or the things that God has called you to lead, and so that you are prepared to equip and develop others. Because guess what? Leadership is really about people, and it is about your impact and your influence in the lives of others. So that's what required. You don't have to have a high school diploma. I hope that you do. If you don't and you need one, I'm going to work on getting you in that direction. You don't have to have a college degree already. There are no other certain courses that you have to have taken in advance, but just your commitment to what you're going to do in these classes and this class session. That is the main requirement. And there is, and I'm going to talk about that next, registration fee that is required for the classes. And that's what we ask you to be to do, to be honest with, to complete, and then you are ready to sit down and just learn. So each class is about 3 hours. Typically, though, they're 2.5. The last 30 minutes might be some additional questions or some additional work that comes up after we, have discussions and things in the class. And then again, they're held on Saturday mornings, the second and third Saturdays of January, February, March, and April of 2023. So January through April of 2023 are the classes, second and third Saturday mornings from 9 until 12 noon. Now, your enrollment also includes a post-class one-on-one coaching session with me, and that session will last about an hour. In that session, we can dig into any questions you've had concerning what we've taught. We can dig into your homework. because I will have reviewed your homework by then, and we can really dig into what you shared as a part of your homework and how it can affect or possibly enhance your leadership skills. So I'm really, really excited about that, and that additional time we'll get a chance to spend together. So, registration fee, that's exactly where I am now. Each workshop is $199. Now, here are a few special things about the investments. Number one, if you are a married couple, it is buy one, get one free. So, if you are a married couple, you can come and your spouse can come for that same $199 registration. The other thing is if you register and you want to go through the full certificate program, which is all 8 classes, instead of paying $200 per class, you're going to end up with a $200 discount. So registration instead of $1,600 for all 8 classes is only $1,400 for the 8 classes. There is also a payment plan if you're doing the 8 class registration. So if you are registering for the 8 classes, that would be 1,400. You can split that into 2 payments. So you can pay 700 to start, and then about 60 days in, you would pay the other 700. We'll invoice you, and of course, send out a reminder to you that your other payment is done. So again, registration for each individual class is $200 each. It's actually $199. $200. It's done through Eventbrite. So if you go to the Leader Camp Global website, there is a link right there on the front of the website where you can click, go out and register. And registration is open for all 8 of the classes now. So if you decide that the 1 or 2 workshops that you want to do are in February or March, you can still go register for them now. Also, let me see what else I wanted to share. I talked about married couples. And so I've had a few more people join. So let me do share this on tonight for anybody that stays on for the entire broadcast. I'm going to be giving away a free 1 workshop registration. And also for anybody that registers during the broadcast tonight, you're going to get some free Leader Camp merchandise. So I'm going to pop that on screen so you can take a look at that again. It can be a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, whichever you choose. But if you register on tonight, I will see that. I'll go out and I will pick out some samples for you, send it to you, and we'll get your shirt or your sweatshirt actually ordered for you. So that's just special on tonight while we're on the broadcast. Now, I also wanted to say this. Every class is going to be recorded. So if you register for a class, if for some reason you have to miss, you will have access to the recording for that class for 30 days. Now, we hope you don't have to miss. But if something comes up and you do, you have access to that class for 30 days. And even if you attend a live class, you still got access to that class for 30 days. Also, we already talked about the buy one, get one for couples. And then if you go through all 8 classes, you'll get that the 8 class certificate. And there's a graduation ceremony that will be open so friends and family can join. And by the way, let me share that these classes are held on Zoom. So they're not Facebook Live. They are on Zoom. They're private. And so as a part of these classes and workshops, let me tell you, the discussion is what gets it for me. So there's the teaching and the presentation that I do, but it is open up where we can discuss. You can ask questions because sometimes there's somebody else in the setting that has the answer that you're looking for, that has the very experience that you're going through, and they'll really be able to share. So that is always exciting about just being there in these private classes that are held via Zoom. So I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that as well. So good evening. Thank you to those that are continuing to join. I'm so glad that you are here with me this evening. So a few things. Let's talk about the classes themselves. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So the very first class, and let me just put this, I'll put this back up there so you can see the titles. The very first class, which is June 14th, is the following leader. And this helps us to understand that, listen, Jesus really never referred to himself as a leader. How about that? We know that he was, but he never referred himself to himself as a leader. Pretty much, we always heard him say, I do what my father says to do, or I only say what my father says. And so that begins to teach us that Jesus was a perfect follower, right? Not the perfect leader, but he was a perfect follower. And this helps us to understand that it is important to know how to follow, not just lead, but to know how to follow. And this takes out all of the big I's and the little I's and the big I's and the little U's, and helps us to understand that it is important to treat everyone with dignity and that we are all working to achieve the goals that have been set before us. So this is the following leader, and you all let me know if you can hear and see me okay. I'm just seeing a little shakiness in my internet, and I want to be sure that I'm coming across clearly. So you all ping me a little bit in my comments in case I need to go back and repeat something for you. So again, this was the following leader, understanding that Jesus was the perfect follower. And guess what? We are to be that perfect follower as well. Okay. Thank you, Minister Faye. I appreciate you. The next class, which is January 21st, is going to be the class on character and integrity. And character and integrity addresses this statement that your gifts and your skills can take you someplace that your character and your integrity cannot keep you. So, being a person of high integrity and character is so important. Are we people of our word? Do we live the lives that we speak about? Are we more than just lip action? Are we walking what we talk? This is what character and integrity is. And this class goes into a deep dive. I have a list of 45 things that speak to our character and our integrity. And because we're in this good 2.5 hour workshop, we're going to get to talk through many of those things. We'll begin February with a class on strategic leadership. We'll talk about vision, mission, and planning, and how it is you actually take the vision that you receive from the Lord. And I'll even talk about what that process looks like, how you write it down, how you document it, how you begin to communicate it to others, and then how you begin to walk it out. And that is when you understand your mission, and then you begin to do your planning and your strategic planning around it. And one thing that we have to understand with this is that God doesn't just give vision, but guess what? By way of the Holy Spirit, we get strategies to walk out that vision. So this is what we really talk about. We'll help you in this class actually develop your vision and your mission statement for your business, for your ministry. Guess what? You need a vision and a mission statement for your life as well. So we'll help you to do all of that in this class on vision, mission, and planning. That's going to open us up in February on the 11th. And then we're going to come back on the 18th talking about accountability, another one of my favorites. And I always tell people, listen, it was discovering the power of accountability that really began to help me get things done, helped me get things achieved. Accountability literally means to be held account for. It talks about what am I going to do? When am I going to do it? And how do I know, or how will you know when I get it done? And so I found by practicing accountability, and we do so by way of having accountability partners in our life, by practicing this, we are able to move forward. We are able to achieve the goals and the dreams and the visions that we've set forth in our life and see ourselves get some things done. So this is the power of accountability that will close us out in February. Now, in March, we're going to open up with something that is going to help us with teams. As a matter of fact, both of our March workshops have to do with teams. March 11 will talk about building trust within teams. This is a powerful workshop and will help you really across any relationship in your life, because what relationship can exist without trust? I'm not sure I know of one. So building trust within teams really looks at not just who trusts you, but it also looks at who do you trust. So if you have challenges around trust, you want to be a part of this workshop and you want to understand how that will affect what you are doing within your team. It's based upon a book by Stephen Covey called Leading at the Speed of Trust. And this course, as well as a couple of others, will have a suggested text for reading that I'll be sharing at that time as well. So that is building trust within teams. It is March 11. And you will find that this workshop will inspire you as you work with teams and really across all facets of your life. So, just to recap a few things, everything that I'm saying tonight is on our workshop at leadercampglobal.org. You can also register from this website. You can see all of the course descriptions, get all of the details that I've shared. So, please be sure that you've made note of this website. I put it in the comments at the very beginning. That way, you can actually just click on the link from there and make sure you go out and visit. And just a reminder, as I'm talking through tonight, if anybody registers while I'm on tonight, you will be able to get a free t-shirt or sweatshirt. This is a Leader Camp t-shirt or sweatshirt, and I'll show them again before we get off tonight. And also for anybody that stays through the entire broadcast tonight, guess what? You're going to get a free registration to any one of the Leader Camp workshops you see on the flyer that we're going to be offering this winter. So I'm moving into April and, excuse me, nope, one more in March, March 18th, Leadership and Managing Communications. Let me tell you what stood out to me in this workshop, the very first time that I took it, is understanding that people communicate differently. People of different age groups communicate differently. And it is so key that you set as leader some boundaries around how your team will communicate. Here's an example at Georgia Tech, which is, I can now say, is my former place of employment since I have retired. But at Georgia Tech, one of the requirements for the students is that they read their email every day. And it is in the student handbook. So it's something that's written and stated. And this is one of the things that I talk with our ministry staff at the ARC about. You need to check your email at least once a day. And so there are other ways of communicating. For example, text message, there is email. And these are things that you need to discuss within your team, because we assume that, everybody texts, everybody reads their email every day, but that is not the case. And so if you're trying to run an organization or a business, you need to state what your primary way of communication is and what you're requiring of your team when it comes to communicating. And this is what this course goes down. It even talks a lot about email and responsibilities around quick responses to email when people send them. So you get all these amazing tips and tricks in this workshop on how you can better communicate with those that you are trying to communicate and lead and manage on your team. So I love, love, love this workshop. And let me tell you, managing and leading multi-generational teams is a real thing, and they communicate differently, and it is something that's so important for you to be aware of. All right, so I'm headed into April. We're almost done here on tonight. April, two more workshops. April 8th, taking care of business and ministry. This workshop focuses on ethics, We will talk a little bit about salaries, payment, truth telling. We'll talk about safe spaces, but we'll also talk about the things that you as a ministry need to take care of that most people feel like are under the business umbrella, but it's truly dotting your I's and crossing your T's as you're operating in ministry. So if you are leading a ministry, if you are thinking of launching a ministry, this is a very, very important workshop for you to be a part of. It will open your eyes to some things. It will help you and it will safeguard you as well in some areas as you continue to grow. So, very, very important workshop for you there. And then building healthy thinking teams. This is the final one. This is a brand new workshop. I've not taught this within the ARC yet. It is April 15th. And this workshop deals with empowering your team to really help you do what God has called you to do, to really help you all work together. It helps us to understand that, guess what? One person doesn't have all the answers. One person does not have all the pieces to the puzzle. Just because I'm leader or just because you're leader, you do not have all the answers, all the pieces to the puzzle. So you need your team. You need your team to help you think. You need your team to help you do. You need your team to help you envision. You need their ideas. You need their suggestion. It's not just needing their hands. It's not just needing the money, right? But you need your team to be a thinking team. And when your team is a thinking team, it is a healthy team. So that's the final workshop, building a healthy thinking team. And it's going to be held on April 15th, 2023. So, what I'd like to do now, I want to pause a moment. What questions can I answer for any of you that are considering, and I hope very seriously considering being a part of our winter series of workshops for Leader Camp? What questions can I answer for you? I want you, if you're watching this, if you happen to watch this via replay, later on in the week in our Leader Camp group or in via YouTube, you can go ahead and still put your questions in there. I will be scanning and reviewing to see if we have any of those questions as well. And yeah, I want to take a moment to do that. I want to take a moment and continue to encourage all of you all to register to be a part of our Global Leadership Academy that begins in January. And listen, share it with some friends. I am going to, sure, I sure will repeat the time and days of the classes. Absolutely. I want to ask that you share it. I am going to ask that you share the website with others because they can get all of the information there. You could even take a picture of this flyer that's on screen now. Let me make my face a little bit smaller. You can even take a picture of this, share it with someone, and they can scan that QR code on there and it'll take them right to the website. So that will just give them a better view. And let me hide this right quick so we get that full flyer in there. Now, in terms of dates and times, so the workshops begin in January. The first one is January 14th. Keep in mind, January 9th is just the official launch of Leader Camp Global. I'll be coming out on that date doing a short info session, something like this. Just an exciting launch to let you know that, last minute planning has begun and we're ready to move into Leader Camp. But on the 14th of January, which is the second Saturday of January at 9 a.m., will be the very first workshop, which is the following leader. Do keep in mind again that all of the information is on this website, leadercampglobal.org. All of the classes are from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, but generally we will finish right about 11:30. Sometimes there is a little bit after that. If people have additional questions, we may run a little longer. And the classes run every second Saturday and third Saturday at 9 a.m. They are all online via Zoom. Also, all of the classes are recorded. So if for some reason you have to leave early, or for some reason you have to miss, you can still access the class for the next 30 days. All right. So I have another question that asks, is there, during the communication course, does this class address how to identify different communication styles? Yes. In addition to discussing written communications, we also talk about, verbal communications. We'll talk even about body language. We'll talk about those, such as myself. Every now and then you'll see my nails kind of pop up on the picture, and it's not because I'm trying to show off my pretty nails, but it is because I do tend to talk with my hands. But we'll talk about that. And we'll even talk about some etiquette that is very important when you are communicating via social media, or when you are attending social media settings or meetings. And this is really, really an important subject, because guess what? We do so much via video, via social media now. So we'll talk about that as well. Yes, there are group rates. We will create group rates if there are 3 or more people that are coming in as a group. So if you have a group of 3 or more people, you want to reach out to me directly. You can actually do that through the Leader Camp Global website as well, or you can ping me here in the Leader Camp group. You can message me on social media, and I'll work with you. And what we do is we set up a code. And once we give you that code, those that are part of your group will register with that code, and they'll receive a discount. Now, we tend to give a 10% discount off of our registration rates when groups are coming in. And then I'll just mention once again here, because we're talking about any other type of discount codes. If you are a married couple, husband and wife, it is buy one, get one. Buy one, get one. Okay, and then I'm looking, make sure I answer any questions. Yeah, and again, sessions start at 9 a.m. They will end no later than 12 noon. And yes, so each workshop is one day. So the workshop, the following leader, will be January 14th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. As we go into the third Saturday, it'll be a new workshop. The only overlap will occur because each of the workshops will be recorded, and you will have access to that workshop for 30 days. So if you sign up for both the following leader and the character and integrity over the next 30 days, you'll end up with access to both of them simultaneously. Okay. And I'm just looking kind of in the comments for any other questions. Great, 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 great. Okay. Any more questions? Anything else that I can answer for you? All right. Very good. Now, I promised that I was going to give away for someone that has been on all night for our broadcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll to the very top, and I'm going to look for the very first person to comment and say, good evening, I'm on here. And then I'm going to ping that person right now to see if that person is still here. If they are, they will receive access to one of the workshops free. Okay, and that first person is Minister Faye Edwards. All right, Minister Edwards, if you are still on, if you will just give me a ping or a hello, and if so, you're going to get free access to one of the workshops that we will have this year for that. She says, I am here. Hey, all right, I'm jotting your name down. I will reach out to you and ask you which workshop you would like to attend. What I'd like for you to do is to go to the Leader Camp Global website. That way you can see the dates and the times, and you can let me know. And I'm just writing your name down here, and I know that you know how to reach me. You can let me know which workshop you would like to attend. Okay. And then in just a moment, after I log out, I'll kind of look and I'll add, let's see, what time is it? It's 6:43. So I'll give it to 7. So anybody that registers by 7 p.m. this evening, you'll get a free Leader Camp sweatshirt or a t-shirt. It will come along with your registration, and I'll view the registrations, and I'll be able to tell from Eventbrite who may have registered. So yes, we're all giving a hand to Minister Faye Edwards, and I'm so excited that she'll be able to come in, and she's done some of the Leader Camp workshops. So I'm really excited in hopes that she will pick one of the new ones as well to do, and we look forward to that. I think the last thing that I want to share tonight is that if you have not registered yet, and I don't want to suggest that you wait, but sometimes I do have some specials that come up as well as scholarships because we are so blessed. We have people that have provided scholarships for persons that are interested in attending our classes and workshops. So I highly suggest that you keep your eyes on the Leader Camp group over the next over the next week or so. I'll say it like that. And if there are any of these opportunities available, you will see them advertised there, but you will need to be able to respond quickly as you see things that are posted because they won't last long. All right. Well, very good. Well, I am going to release everyone for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I hope if you've joined by our YouTube page, share the broadcast, and you'll be able to go out there and do that as well. And you are able to invite people to this Leader Camp group. There is a link in the event and in the flyer where I advertised this session earlier this week. So you can grab that link, share it across your platform. That will invite people to the Leader Camp page, and perhaps they will be joining us at the Global Leadership Academy. If you need anything from me, if you have any more questions, if I can be of help to you in any way, just let me know. And I am really, 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 really looking forward to you all being together with me for the Global Leadership Academy 2023. I'm so excited about this time. I love the yearly conference that we do, but you know, the workshops are shorter. So in the yearly conference, you're getting, 20 minutes to 30 minutes of what is actually a 2.5 to 3 hour workshop. So get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Even if you thought you've taken a workshop before, if you haven't taken the 3 hour version, you haven't taken the full thing, we highly suggest it. And I just thank you all for joining us on tonight. Now, somebody says they're having issues trying to register. And so, first of all, tell me, can you put your name in the chat? Tell me who you are. And I will reach out to see if I can be of assistance. Somebody is saying they're having issues trying to register. I'm happy to be of assistance to you. I just need to know who you are. And thank you all for joining. I see you saying thank you for the invite. Thank you all for joining. Okay, Lady Sharon. Okay, Sharon, I will reach out to you immediately after this broadcast. I know how to get to you and see if I can be of assistance. Okay, I got you. Very good. Well, thanks again, everybody. I am so glad that you are here with me this evening. God bless you. And listen, just because we're on Sunday, we'll be Okay, okay, Sharon said I was trying to register to get that prize. Okay, very good. Well, I'm gonna call you. We'll talk right after this so we can get you registered. But this Sunday at 11 o'clock, we're going to be in. It's the top of the month. It's the first day of the month. It is the first day of the first month of a new year. I'm excited. All of the ARC ministers are going to be on with us this Sunday at 11 o'clock, and some of our family from the Apostolic Resource Community, just sharing what the Lord has placed on their heart to share at this top of the month. And I'm just really excited about it. You all should join me. You'll see the invites going out over our social media platforms. We would love to have you. Well, Merry Christmas if I haven't had a chance to say that yet. Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before. And again, thank you for joining me for this info session for the Global Leadership Academy at the ARC. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.